ran out of time there. I did give you the answer to this one. That's ultimately what we want. Some of you probably have this filled in. Thank you very much. You're doing well. Okay. I did post the key, I think, to some other questions, or at least I remember giving you the answer to this. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. The Lorenzo family owns a home in Selkirk. The property is assessed at a land value, right? Land value of 121. The home is assessed at 245. By the way, the city every couple of years assesses your property. You get a letter in the mail. And you're like, how did they determine that? Well, at some point when it was built, it just had a value, and it keeps growing. It just keeps growing every year at a certain rate. So if your house goes up at 2% a year, it actually builds up over time. I'll show you. I'll just give you a rough. Let's say your house is worth $350,000, and let's say it goes up at 2% a year. You would have to multiply it by 1.02 to the power of time. So let's say it's 20 years from now. 2% is actually a very conservative estimate. It probably grows faster than that. But that house that is 350 will end up being worth 520,000 in 20 years, more or less. Could be more if we have a crazy stretch like COVID, right? And houses went up like crazy, but then it can also slow down and decrease maybe in value a little bit. But overall, the trend is going to be upward, right? So that's how we figure out. And the city does something similar to this. So you get a letter and they're like, hey, your house is now worth this much in our books. And they use it to tax you, right? So the more your property accrues in value, the more you're going to have to pay taxes, right? Property taxes. And you can challenge that if you want. They always give you like a window where you can challenge it. I've never done it, but because the thing is, if you say that your house is worth less, then also when you want to sell it, it's not going to be worth as much, right? The residence is taxed 45%. You should recognize that percentage. The city will tax you on 45% of the value. There's a frontage, which is the width of the property. There's a municipal mill rate. I'm going to use a different highlighter for the mill rates. Okay, so there's a municipal mill rate and an education mill rate. And how do we know it's a mill rate? Because of the mills behind it, right? There's a local improvement for lane oiling, which we have no idea what it is really. I'll figure it out. I'll dig in. The owners get a $700 tax credit. I'll let you know what lane oiling is by June of this year. How's that? You'll stay as part of my classroom. I'll just post it if you're interested. Maybe earlier. What's the portion assessment of the property? Right? It's just 45%. We'll write this down. 45% of land plus house. Okay, that's what you need to figure out. So I'll tell you this. I'll just take the 121,000 of the actual land it's sitting on, and the 245 is the property of the house, and we'll just multiply this by 45%, which is 0.45. That ends up being 336,000 times 0.45, which gives you an assessed value, right? A portioned assessment of this much, right? Portioned assessment. Portioned assessment. That's what you're going to be taxed on. I'm going to use a different highlighter yet again, right? This is very important. That's what they're going to tax you on, the 164,700. So what's the annual education tax property? You got to go get the right mill rate, right? So the education mill rate is this. So you go 164,700 times the 18.395 divided by 1,000. Let's not calculate that just yet. Let's just write it down. Okay. Calculate the municipal tax. We take the 164,700. Where's that from? Right here. If they give you that, if they give you the portion assessment, you skip this step altogether, right? That would be gone. Most questions do not have that, right? So they give you this number, times it by the mill rate, divided by 1,000, you get your answer. Municipal mill rate, where are you? 12.766 mils. We'll figure that out in a bit. Let's do the improvements on the side here. Local improvement. Local. Right? For lane oiling. So you take the frontage, which is 42 feet, and we multiply it by whatever lane oiling cost us. $9. Road oiling is 8. Lane oiling, yes, you're right, $9. Good memory. $9 per foot. That's what they actually charge you. We'll figure that out as well. So now let's grab our calculators and figure that out, right? So we take 164,700 times 18.395 divided by 1,000. Okay, so we pay 3,029.66. 3,029.66 for education alone. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing again. That's 2,102.56 for municipal. Right? The local improvement is just the frontage times $9, which we got from the chart. That's $378. So we've got the education, municipal, any improvements. So now we're ready to come up with our total, the annual taxes, in total net of credit. So we're going to go 3029.66 plus 2102.56. We're going to add these up. We're going to add up the improvement, and then we're going to go minus. Please don't add the credit. Like it gives you a break, right? You don't want to pay an extra 700 on top of the ridiculous values we already have, right? Plus 378 minus 700. That's 4,810, just like our answer told us, right? And I'm going to grab the highlighter I used for the portion assessment and just go ahead and color code my work there. This is the credit, right? Arrow if you want. Good thing they always have the little arrow on the tips box at stores, right? You know, tips, arrow down, right? You know, because otherwise I wouldn't know where to put it, right? I'd be like, here, take the tip. Um, I want you to try one more. You can't do property taxes enough, right? It's just such a fun topic to talk about because we are not taxed enough. Did I get a raise, government, for saying that? Can you go to page 26 here? Page 26. It's actually less work. This one is less work. Give that one a try, please. And then I'll queue up something on the iPad. I think you'll. Here's your answer. So sometimes I know that at first when I taught this, it was always mill rate for everything, but there was one year where the province just threw in a tax like that, and it threw students like some multiplied this by the mill rate, and it was just ugly, right? So sometimes, right, just read carefully. Sometimes there are no credits, right? Then you just ignore the subtraction. Right? Okay, so now maybe for some of you, maybe the fun part, maybe you'll do this right after today when you're not checking your Facebook status or TikTok or all those fun things. If you go to, if you type in Winnipeg, City of Winnipeg taxation, this shows up. There's some awesome news here that your municipal tax will increase by 2.33%, right? It's not enough, right? Anyways, self-serve on the side here, self-service. I think it's property assessment search. That's the one. It gets pretty fun. Just watch. So I'm going to use Sisler 1260 Redwood. Once you have an address, you can go all over the place. 1360. Yeah, sorry. Yikes. Let's do this again. Search 1360 Redwood. That's it. That's all you need to write down. Search. And then it will tell you the assessed value of Sisler, that it's sitting on 9.1 acres. The frontage, right, is 798 feet. But watch this. This is the coolest part. You haven't seen everything yet. You press on the map and then you get to actually see everybody's property. Okay. So if you want to zoom into these houses here, you can tell everybody's like what it is based on the city, right? And if you click on any one of them, you want to spy on your neighbor, right? Don't do it. Don't do it for spying purposes. But look what it actually gives you a lot of information. The square footage of the house, that it's a bi-level or a bungalow, right? Does it have a basement? Yes. Is the basement finished? Yes. Right? Year built, air conditioning, fireplace? No. Attached garage? No. Detached garage? Yes. Even a pool, right? If it's an in-ground pool, you're supposed to declare that, right? Well, it increases the value of your home, yeah. And look at the frontage of this house, though. 25 feet. That's probably as wide as this room, give or take. So things that you can do, right? If you're bored, property map, you click on it again, and then you just you zoom out as far as you want and go to any part of the city, and you can look up the values. Let's go like way out here. Let's see. It's gonna be a little slow, right? It's not made for that. Yeah. Let's go to the south end. It says here, watch the bottom here. It says market value as of April 1st, 2021. So you're like, we're in 2023. Right? I can guarantee you that soon they're going to update that. Every couple of years, they don't upgrade the value of your home every year, but and you can go downtown, right, and go to the big tall buildings there. Have a great day, guys.